We gotta play disciplinarian. We gotta play disciplinarian. Now we're not talking about Diddy yet. I was actually talking to Bill, texting back and forth with Bill. I got a Diddy idea. That's probably gonna be my next video. It's talking about Diddy in that whole era. So that won't see the B-sides. Because there's so much more. There's a lot of meat to that bone that people ain't ready for. Hopefully Bill ain't also planning the Diddy video. We were talking about it. Let me text him now. While me and Bill will make the same videos about the same stuff, I don't know if our Diddy videos would be any different. Like normally we'll do the same video and it'll be different. Diddy videos probably be exactly the same. The story on Diddy is the story on Diddy, and it's the story of the time. What I really want to talk about, I ain't gonna pull no. So there'll be images on screen when this is edited and put out on the B-sides. This will be on the B-sides. What I really want to talk about is this What's the Dirt crash out that happened earlier this week, and just the disappointment, and just kind of like I feel like I gotta practice what I preach. I made a whole video. One of the main conversations about that I try to have during I'm What the Culture Feeling, and you know, a lot of my hip hop videos is about the difficult to swallow but genuinely valuable art of gatekeeping, and not just gatekeeping because you know, if you follow my thesis, the gatekeepers didn't really do their job, right? So I want to look at this more as standard bearing, flag planting, right? And educating for anyone else out there that wants to do hip hop, media, journalism, whatever. And I want to make I'm going to clarify a couple of, you know, false takes. Number one, this is not because he released a negative Kendrick video. I didn't watch the video, right? And I want to be clear. I didn't watch the first video. A lot of people, y'all have been telling me in my comments and in chat for months now that I needed to watch the 616 in LA video he did. I never watched that shit. I wasn't interested. And just being for real, if I really want to do lyric analysis, I'll go to Lyric Genius or I'll come up with my own shit. I'm confident enough in my own shit. I'll be damned if I have to go to I'll be goddamn. You know, and I was nodding and smiling like, yeah, that's cool. That's a good theory. That's dope. You know, oh, it's about Drake rapping first and, you know, the 616 Marina. Yeah, I get that sound plausible. And it might be, and I'm not saying it's bad enough. His 616 video. I'm not saying that. Everybody I know, people I respect, watched that video and said, hey, good analysis. I never watched that shit. I didn't. I'm not a lyric breakdown content type of dude. You know what I'm saying? And you can go back to I'm What the Culture Feeling. You don't see any of his analysis. You don't see any of his breakdown in my breakdown, right? Just making that clear. So like, cause I seen a lot of Drake fans being like, "Oh, you don't like him when he did the 616." I didn't watch that either. Saying, so just make sure that's understood. This is not about Drake. I'm not going to, even in this video, although I've heard critiques, I'm not going to critique his takes on Family Matters, although I've heard they're not the best. I heard about this 37 years line. That's not what I want to do.
What's also really clever here is that Drake is 37 years old and he says the N-word 37 times on this track. And I believe his reasons for doing this is he's basically saying the word for every year that he's been alive to symbolize that he was indeed born black.
Furthermore, this is not me saying that white people, white hip hop fans don't have a place or a role as journalists and analysts and critics, etc. Y'all know I'm a Fantano fan. Some people don't fuck with Fantano. I understand. I fucks with Fantano. I fucks with Professor Sky. Right? You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of videos I've watched where it's clear I'm watching a non-black, probably white figure breaking down hip hop, and it's useful and it's entertaining and it's fun. And although some people don't feel me here, I will die on the hill that white people have contributed a ton to hip hop over the years. All right. So it's not about explicitly just him being white. For those who don't know, we're talking about What's the Dirt. I guess to give a little background, What's the Dirt is a hip hop creator that just popped up on the scene. And the algorithm was real happy about him. And by the algorithm, I mean the audience. And that's an important thing to point out. The major consumers of hip hop media, not just hip hop music, hip hop media, are white men between the ages of 15 and 35. Period. I'm not saying they're like the vast majority, but they are the majority. All right. It's just the nature of this is fucking demographics of the country. Okay. So if you want to be successful doing hip hop media and you want to be big, you have to be appealing to white people on some level. There's a lot of ways to appeal to white people, but they are most, in my perspective, they tend to gravitate the most to voices and figures that either reflect them or reflect a specific image of blackness that they find appealing. So what does that mean? You have your academics and your Adam 22s. And What's the Dirt falls in that range. That's also why Fantano has 1 million subscribers on 2 different channels. And Fantano's not a purely hip hop, music figure. He's a full music figure, but hip hop is what he's most prominent for because that is the largest audience, the most active audience. Okay. So the question becomes for any white figure involving themselves in hip hop media creation, do you want to be closer to Fantano and Professor Sky, or do you want to be closer to Adam 22 and academics? Y'all know how I feel about Adam 22 and academics, especially academics. I don't even really hate. I know it's there's some weird case shit with Adam 22 I've heard, and like Adam 22's black penis obsession is weird, but I really don't care with Adam 22. He don't bother me as much. I don't watch him, but like it doesn't gall me as much as it does with fucking academics. Academics galls me, but they both represent a very exploitative formula for making money off of hip hop culture and media. It is a clear situation where the culture comes second and their bag comes first. Vlad is another one. You know what I'm saying? And that's frustrating, but that's the culture right now. Academics is named the #1 media person in hip hop right now. #1. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I made multiple videos explaining the totality of that problem. I don't want to like regurgitate that here. And so with my 800,000 subscribers and my minimal reach, I can't say a lot that's going to affect the academics. And I can't stop What's the Dirt from going the academics route. If he wants to go that route, there's a bag there for him. If you go and you look at his crash out on Twitter, there's plenty of people, many of them black, at least they say that, defending him and his actions. So like, this isn't about like true gatekeeping. I don't have a key to the gate. It is what it is. I guess to finish explaining, I might have to cut this up. So, What the Dirt made several videos about the beef. He blew up off the beef. And I low-key hope he got monetized in time, because he got a lot of views off this beef in only a couple of months. But it ain't easy to get monetized on YouTube. So I hope he got all his coins, because I don't know where he lands going forward. Right? Oh, no Trap Lord. I'm sorry. Okay, so he blew up off of like analysis and breakdowns of what was going on with the beef and the different songs, whatever else. He got 1 million views off of his 616 in LA video. He came back this week with his Family Matters breakdown video. And the streets wasn't feeling it the same. The views ain't the same. It is what it is. The Company Man, Justin Hunt, I believe his last name is. But The Company Man, if you are a consumer of hip hop media on YouTube that's older than 30, I guess, I don't know, you know who The Company Man is. He's been around forever. He's been a journalist in hip hop forever. His face should ring bells, right? He did a relatively, especially for some of the things that was said, a relatively gentle criticism of this video and some of the things said in it. Like, really was like going lightly on the What's the Dirt. Did not go too hard. Called out some things. It's never fun to hear your work discussed and critiqued on the internet. I know from experience, it's never fun to be on the Summer Jam screen, right? So I don't blame What's the Dirt for feeling a type of way and wanting to clap back. I don't blame him for that. But the clap back, it was a bad look. And then the subsequent crash out and double down after the response to the clapback just made everything worse. So he called the Company Man, again, an OG in this whole field, a snake and a loser. Say he didn't have no motion. That's why he was talking about him. And made some truly, what I want to say here. He made the type of criticisms toward the Company Man that you only make as a white person who does not know how you need to talk about black people in public. like the I can tell line. So Company Man mentioned the fact that he for a long time did not say the N-word. and What's the Dirt decides that this is funny. He said, I can tell. And it's like, ooh, how can you tell? I'm not gonna call him a culture vulture, because to be a culture vulture, you have to be purposefully exploitative in my mind, right? That's not what I'm saying. I may not agree with your takes. I may not think your content is entertaining or be interested, but if you are genuinely just making content about hip hop because you love hip hop and you're interested in making content, I'm not gonna call you a culture vulture until I see it cross over a line of like demarcation where it's clear your goal is to exploit the vulnerability of hip hop for all the reasons that hip hop is vulnerable to make money. I'm not going to do that. But I will say, and this is the thing I really want to be clear about. There is a way that if you want the respect of people like me, I'm just saying people like me who are not, we are not the dominant force in hip hop anymore. We haven't been for a while. I can't control what anybody does. I can't control nobody's numbers. I can't control what the culture's actually feeling, because the culture's not always feeling like I think it needs to feel. But if you want the respect of people in hip hop who have a track record of respecting the culture, This is not how you move. Period. It's not how you move. You don't take shots at OGs just because they criticize you. And if you can critique, you can respond, right? But there's a level of decorum. You don't get overly comfortable talking about issues of race, explaining to Black people how Blackness works, setting standards for Blackness when you don't know shit about the Black experience outside of hip hop. Just a lot of weird stuff that happens because we don't have gatekeeping. And not because we don't have gatekeeping, because we don't have rubrics and standards. And you don't have, it's things I said in my white rapper video. You don't have any sense of, what's the words? Any sense of what your role and your like presence in the culture actually means for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's not a like quid pro quo situation. There's a reason why What's the Dirt's breakdown videos went super viral and a lot of other niggas' videos did. Period. It's because the culture, which is today predominantly dominated by white sensibilities, is more prone to engaging with white creators about the culture. And so when that's the case, if you truly do care about hip hop and care about keeping, a level of decorum, you be easy. And another thing, the last thing with that is stay off Twitter. Stay off Twitter as a creator in general. If you're making media that is in any way controversial, in any way people can disagree with, and if you become prominent and you get a platform where people will take your words seriously, Twitter is not the place to be. Twitter will have you spiraling so quickly and have you digging holes so much deeper than they had to be. Like, the fact that I'm making a video now, like I saw this tweet like maybe Monday or Tuesday, and I ignored it until yesterday because it kept popping up and I kept seeing other people like point out things that were said and then like things he was responding, because he didn't just tweet that out. He then was in his own subtweets for another 12 hours probably. Just like, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Twitter will make you do that. Because everybody has bad takes. Everybody has L moments. Everybody gets out of pocket. Everybody like doesn't respond to criticism with grace and dignity. If y'all see me respond to some of my critics in my comment section, I'll be going in. But that's my comment section. Oh, he only got like 300 tweets, so he new to this. He ain't know how this worked. Oh, and Twitter is just like a white supremacist haven now, like that too. Everybody should be off Twitter. So he didn't understand this, and that's kind of why I'm trying to be nice. Is I think I think this is a teachable moment. You know what I mean? I think this is a teachable moment. If not for What's the Dirt, then for everybody else watching that wants to make content, learn from this mistake. Learn from this mistake. Respect decorum. Respect your elders. Respect the culture. And never get too comfortable, especially around like issues of blackness. Like, I wouldn't have made a video if I didn't see that Carlton comment. I let him live off the 37 N-word line I let him live off of being like out of pocket with the company man. I was gonna let it live. I ain't gotta be a part of this. I ain't gotta do all this. But when I saw that Carlton line, I was like, motherfucker, you are out of pocket. Like, period. And somebody needs to let you know. Because the next level, there's no coming back after a certain point. The underlying like message there is because the company man is a well-spoken, verbose, intelligent presenting black man. I want to be clear, intelligent presenting, because intelligence doesn't connote code switching. Some of the most intelligent black men I know talk in ways you wouldn't understand if you ain't from where they from, right? But to call him Carlton is to imply that either that's an act or that he's apart from blackness. You know what I'm saying? Then tried to say, look, what he said. He looks like he doesn't say that. It was a lot of moments. And so like, dude, you can't sit with us like that. You can't sit with us talking like that. I'm just sorry. You can't, like, ain't no cookouts, period. Like I've been clear to this day that the cookout is closed. I've been clear on that for years. I need everybody to understand that. I need everybody to keep repeating that. The cookout is closed. The cookout is closed until liberation. All right. At best, if you know somebody you cool with, they will bring you a plate. But and this is why he said it's right. It's just a repackage. You're so well spoken. You speak so well. Yeah. So please, to my white hip hop lovers, just tread light. Bring all your analysis. Bring all your takes. Bring all your fandom. Bring all your passion for the culture. I'm not the gatekeeper in that regard. Some people will gatekeep you. I ain't about to fight them about it, but that's not me. All right. But take your shoes off before you come in the house. You feel me? Like, watch yourself.